This was terrible. So
That's
at some
wild,
point,
bro.
he took the toupee, he threw it into the crowd. So he had fun with it. But I'm like, maybe I just have a different mentality on this stuff, right? Because Sneed, my thing is this: when you're going bald, man, don't fight it. Just go, right? Don't be out here looking like LeBron and KD and all these guys. Jeff Green looking greasy when the camera's behind you or above you, and you got this big donut hole there, right? Don't do that. Just when the time comes, embrace it. You know what I'm saying? All these guys have nice beards. You know, LeBron's got a nice beard, right? Embrace the baldy. You know, tighten up the beard, line it up, make it look nice. I'm not talking about me. Those
Right,
guys
right.
beards, you know,
Mhm.
and just flow with it. Don't come on, man. Don't be out here like this.
I mean, I think for a lot of these guys, they're clearly self-conscious about it. I don't know. I think it must be something to them where they think they look older because they're gonna be bald, right? And they're so they become self-conscious. I don't personally view that, like, the same way.
Mhm,
My
mhm,
brother-in-laws are
mhm.
mostly all balding or
Right,
bald.
right, right.
I mean, from a young age, they were losing their hair. It's genetic. It's not something that you can per se control the outcome. It's maternal in its terms of its genetic inheritance pattern. You can't do anything about it, right? You
Right,
got
right.
people going to Turkey, you know what I'm saying, and getting,
True.
hair procedures done.
Hair
So I guess you
transplants,
could
yeah.
do that if you're that, worried about it. But I think there's a version of this where people just have to be, comfortable in themselves that they just don't care, right? I
Mhm.
mean, it's a we view it as like you can't relate to it, in
No,
terms of like it doesn't bother you that
no.
your hair, like it doesn't
No,
phase you. I think it's a sign of confidence that you don't care. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
some people are self-conscious and they have a hard time accepting it. Charles Barkley's always saying, "Come home, bro." Like he's always
Right,
saying it.
right. Like, you don't have to just embrace it, man. Real
And
talk.
you're right, dudes rock a mean beard, you know what I'm saying? And
That's what
and that
I'm saying.
becomes
Yeah,
their hair identity, if you will,
for real.
But that
Speed,
the
if I
re
had your beard, bro, man, it'd be over.
I trim my beard every week. This thing is like it's
Man,
like the
listen,
Amazon, bro.
I wish I could have a beast like that, man. This is like 3 months of growth right here. Like, I do
Bro,
not
I could
grow.
do that by 5 p.m. on a Monday, bro. Like, it's great,
Right,
but, like
right, right.
and nothing's perfect, bro. Like, everybody but people are self-conscious about certain
Yeah,
things.
for
I
sure.
know people who are self-conscious about gray, people that are I mean, I
I never
just
understood that either. Cause like, when you unless you're an actor, right? And you got, you dye
well
your hair.
look take a look at LeBron, for example.
Mhm,
Sometimes
mhm,
he wants his beard to look gray,
mhm.
and he'll let them be gray, and then sometimes he'll
Yeah.
have them colored.
Mhm.
So when
That's weird to me.
people well, here's what it is, it fits
Mhm,
whatever narrative is required at the moment. See, right now, he wants to look and feel young, like he still fits in and he belongs. So
mhm.
he's coloring the beard.
Right.
When it first started graying, he embraced it. "Look at me,
Mhm,
I'm old and I'm amazing."
mhm.
Just whatever
That's
the
what he
narrative
wanted.
is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny because when I saw LeBron at the Olympics last time in Paris, and I saw it on TV, I was like, "Yo, why does his beard look so dusty?" Because I had never seen all that gray before. It took me a minute to realize, like, oh wow, that's just it's
By the
not.
way, very typically, that's the first thing that grays for men is the beard,
Yeah.
even before, like, the head hair.
Mhm, mhm. Which is funny. Side note, even if I could, like, I wouldn't go and get a hair transplant or anything because I think I told Transformer this. If my hair grew in, I've never seen it gray before, so it would probably freak
Yeah.
me out, right? Like, I've had time for you get used to the beard and whatnot. If I had like a head full of gray hair, I'd be like, I wouldn't know what the hell was going on because I've never seen that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm good. I'm a rock the
That's
baldy.
crazy for a boxer to have a toupee. Like,
Yo,
you're getting blasted with hooks and jabs and uppercuts, like, that's
right.
a lot of impact and contact. Like, what?
Yeah. What do you think? Chad, you're wild. You're wild, but you might be right.
I remember when Cannabis said, "Get your w wig
Uh,
peeled back." I was just like,
right.
"What?"
Yeah.
Like, that's remember
Yeah.
second round knockout, bro?
Yeah, of course. Of course. Yes. That was good stuff. All right.
Yeah.
So those are the quick hits, and we will move on and we'll get to the main topics. Here we go. Man, Shakur and Teofimo Lopez. You see that fight, Sneed?
I did. I
I
did.
watched it this morning. I was trying to
I
watch it last night and I fell asleep.
I
I
had
don't
to
know
catch
what.
up on the other fight, the UFC fight. I had to watch that this morning. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
with Volkanovski and Lopez.
Yeah, you know I'm more a boxing guy, so I didn't
I
watch that.
watch both, man. I love it, man.
I,
Combat I
I,
love combat sports. I really do.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nobody to blame but yourself, right?
Right, right. No doubt. All right. So, quick side note before we get started on this topic. Looks like the Shakur Stevenson topic brought in some new fans, new viewers that we haven't seen here before. So we really appreciate that. We got 42 in the chat. Please, let's try to get 42 likes here. Let's try to get 42 likes, and hell, let's get those subscribes up as well. So we do all types of things on this show. We're glad you're here. Really appreciate it. All right, let's get to it. So Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo, it's funny. I was talking to my homeboy the other day, and I'm like, there really and truly are levels to everything in life, right? For instance, Teofimo Lopez kind of reminds me of maybe a modern day Danny Garcia, right? Not just the Hispanic piece that helps, right? But Danny Garcia, multiple division world champion, right? Multiple times. Really good fighter, world champion. You got to be. But when he stepped up to that elite tier of fighters, he never could get over that hump. He would lose those kind of fights. So respect due to Danny Garcia. I think he was a very good fighter. I liked him a lot. But, you know, even though he's a world champion, he hit his ceiling. And I think Teofimo Lopez is that kind of fighter, right? Again, one of the better fighters, really good, world champion. But I think he kind of hit that ceiling. And now when we see a Shakur Stevenson, that's a guy who we're not sure what the ceiling is. He's got the possibility. Say again.
How old is he? He seems
I
very
think he's
young.
28. I think he's 28.
Yeah, he's got some good years left. Yeah.
Olympic silver medalist. He's the type of guy. He's the youngest.
When was he Olympic silver? How old was he?
8 years ago, I believe.
8 years ago?
Well, not this one, but the previous one to that.
Yeah. Wow.
Maybe,
okay, so he
less than 8 years. So
he was really good, really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
super skilled, as we saw, right? Super skilled guy. And so we look at Shakur. I heard someone say the other day that Ryan Garcia may have the fastest hands in boxing. Shakur Stevenson may be right there with him. Corey Lee Boxing says Danny Garcia never got shut out like that ever. Well, no, I get you. I get you, Corey Lee, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to either one of them. I'm just saying it reminds me, Teofimo reminds me of Danny Garcia in that there's a clear ceiling in terms of when he steps up against the elite competition. Although he got away with one against Lomachenko, but that's a different thing. Anyway, so watching this fight and watching Shakur Stevenson put on an absolute technical master class last night was so impressive. And so it got me to thinking, you know, and again, I was talking to my homeboy about boxing just the other day, and he was saying how, you know, boxing kind of needs that American face, right? Especially since Bud Crawford stepped away. Shakur is going to be, you know, easily now in that top 5 pound for pound listing. Is he possibly the new American face of boxing? Does he have what it takes to be the face of boxing? Because we know a big part of boxing is knockout power, which for the most part, that's not his game. But he is such a masterful technician. And I've been talking for a while. First, Sneed, what did you think of the fight? What did you think of Shakur? And what do you think of Shakur going forward and what he can be?
Shakur is very fast, really fast, very technical. His counter punches were beautiful. He made Lopez pay every time he went inside, right?
Yes.
So upon exit, boom, he nailed him. Made sure that he felt it on his way out, exiting. That, and you saw his face, there was damage. So it's not like he wasn't landing clean. Those were clean punches landed on those exits. So and this is why we were talking about Lopez. Lopez is going in and initiating the exchange, and he's leaving getting punished. That was happening for most of the fight. I mean, there were some rounds where Shakur, I would say, let his foot off the gas and just kind of just moved around knowing he had already won the fight. He dominated rounds. Yeah, I mean, he's just staying away from risk or whatever. He looks really good, really technical, really fast. The counter punching was excellent. Even when it wasn't counter, his distance control was really good. There were only a couple of rounds where I thought that Lopez kind of sort of got some things going, but it was so limited. It
Yeah.
really didn't even last throughout the whole round. It was
Right.
a couple of moments where Shakur was on the ropes in the corner, but there was no damage. He
None.
never really landed clean. So
Yeah.
this told me that Lopez was overmatched completely. They probably should not be fighting ever again. Like, you wouldn't
Yeah,
say,
no,
"Oh,
I
he
don't.
needs a rematch," you know?
Yeah,
No, not at all.
no need.
But you know, a lot of guys will nitpick and say,
Mm.
you know, he doesn't have a killer instinct. You didn't see him really go after him and stuff. I don't get into that.
I don't think
They're
he
there to
needs.
win fights. Yeah, they're
Mm,
there to win fights and win rounds. And you know, he really was sharp. He was
mm,
really, really sharp, really fast. I
mhm.
think whatever game plan they had in place was executed perfectly. And I
Yes.
think that game plan works on 99% of fighters. You know,
Mhm.
that translates into wins. There's somebody came in the ring after the match, a British dude, I think. He had an accent.
Conor
He had
Benn.
like
Yeah, Conor
yeah,
Benn.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He came in, and I think that's one
That's
weight
Max
class
Ben's son.
above, right?
147, yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be something that I think Shakur can explore, you know, looking for a title in a bigger division.
Mhm.
Because I mean, I'm pretty sure he's top of the class for his, you know, that
Mhm.
it and I think those challenges are good. That's how you elevate your legacy. Look at
Yeah.
what Bud Crawford did, right? For
Right,
example,
and I think we're
right?
gonna see, because of Bud Crawford, a lot of guys really exploring, big jumps in weight. Now it's gonna hurt some guys, obviously, but I think we're gonna see more guys daring to be great with those type of moves, and I like it a lot. Man, listen, Shakur. So we know that a big part of being a mega draw in boxing is what? The knockout power. But
Yeah.
we saw that when Floyd truly became Floyd was actually after his knockout power left him, right? The brittle hands and going up in weight and all of
Well,
that,
it
right?
was never losing, right? It was being undefeated. You know, that's what people were
For
tuning
sure.
in to watch him lose, and he wasn't losing.
No, absolutely, absolutely. But I mean, watching Shakur as a fighter, his skill is tremendous. And so one of the things here, people often, because he's not a knockout guy, they paint him unfairly they paint the narrative that, oh, he's a runner and he won't stand in the pocket. And watching that fight last night, anyone who saw that knows, well, that's just not the case. He doesn't get hit, and he's not often, because he's so good, he's not often in firefights, right?
You know
So
what I
people,
saw last night, Bruce? I
what
saw a
you
lot of control.
mm-hmm,
He dictated where the fight went and how it went.
mm-hmm.
That's dominating.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
if like, there's I always watch combat sports in this perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Who's doing what they can and who's doing what they want?
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah,
watching Shakur doing what he wants, and I'm watching the other guy just trying to do something.
that's right.
So to me, I thought it was pretty clear. He looked fantastic. And
Right.
like I said, I think that translates against 99% of opponents.
Yeah.
Sharp, fast,
Yeah.
hurting him upon exit
Mhm.
over and over and over again. It was
Yeah.
sustainable through every single round. He wanted it to be.
Right.
What
Right.
when was Lopez presenting trouble or a threat to
Mm-hmm.
Shakur? It didn't happen.
Not at all. Yeah. So all three judges scored the fight 119, 109. To your point, that's domination, right? Completely controlling the action on all fronts. I think he got one round. I think it was the 8th round, right? Him being Lopez. So here's the crazy stat, right? Teofimo Lopez landed at a 15% connect rate. Masterful defense by Shakur. Masterful. And as you talked about, if he tried to get in, Shakur's blocking him or slipping him, and he's popping him on the way out. So he's really making him pay, or sometimes popping him on the way in. Meanwhile, Shakur lands 44% of his. Great percentage, right? So watching that, man, it was really impressive to see. And just, and then we saw him, the precision now. He lands that punch over Lopez's eye, and he's got him bleeding for the rest of the fight. Now, no matter what, that makes officials and the crowd see that, and
Sure.
it will affect how you perceive the fight and how you judge it going forward. So here's a question for you, Sneed. You're a combat sports guy. Why do you think at no point, except maybe again that 8th round, Teofimo said, maybe I'm the naturally bigger guy. Maybe I try to bully this guy to get inside and really work the body. Obviously, he wasn't landing upstairs, right? So you got an elite guy with elite head movement, upper body movement, speed. work the body. What are we missing there? Because I always say, if I was a fighter, obviously I'm not a boxer, right? I'm martial artist, but that's a different thing. If I was a boxer, I think I would be a body snatcher, bro. I really feel that way. Like I'd be trying to break ribs and destroy kidneys. You know what I'm saying? Like because that works on everybody. On a power fighter, that pressure to the body makes the hands come down. On a mover, that takes their legs away. Why do you think we didn't see more of that from Teofimo?
I think what ends up happening in most combat sports, I mean, I could speak to the boxing and the UFC specifically because those are pretty much what I've watched my whole life. Those things are like deposits in a bank account. Like you've got to start doing that shit early, right?
That's right.
And so like if you don't start doing that early and establishing it, well, now you're playing from behind, right? So you're like looking for the knockout blow. You're looking out for the big punch up top that's going to rock them and send them down to the canvas. He was losing rounds. It was in his head. You know, there's so many different factors I think that goes into what a fighter is thinking or trying to do in the fight. I also think maybe being down so many rounds, it's like, well, what are a few body shots going to do at this point? So after like the 5th or 6th round, was he really even thinking about body shots at that point? That was a discussion to have after round 1. That was a discussion to have after round 2.
True.
That was a discussion to have going through the planning leading up to the fight.
Right.
But and maybe it was, but like the fight happened and everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. So here we are having this discussion about why didn't he do this? Because it didn't play out that way in the fight. That's why he didn't do it. It wasn't there, or it wasn't in the cards or a focus in the fight. So we could blame the fighter. We could blame the flow of the match. We could blame the corner. We could blame a lot of things. But the reason why he didn't hit Shakur's body is because Shakur dictated the fight. He was the reason why there was no body punches.
Fair enough.
He may not have given him that opportunity.
Right.
Bro, he was in control of the fight. I told you there's 2 ways to look at this. Who's doing what they want and who's doing what they can. If he was punching his body, he was doing what he wanted. He didn't do what he wanted. He was doing what he could. Just trying to get to him. He's just trying to close the distance, trying to get inside, and it didn't work. He was hurting him every time he left the exchange.
Yes.
That's the most notable thing I saw, Bruce.
Yeah.
When I walk away from this fight, he was getting out and getting hurt.
Oh, yeah,
how are you going to land body punches in that exchange?
Yeah, no doubt. So it's funny. Corey Lee Boxing, man, you read my mind, and I was about to say it when Sneed was done. He says Teofimo's dad was no help in the corner. He's got to get a new trainer ASAP. So 2 things there, right? And you heard it on the broadcast. Chris Mannix was saying his corner's not giving him anything. They're not giving any tactical advice. They're just saying, fight harder, hit him hard. They're not giving any tactical advice, right? So that's 1. 2, this is interesting that it almost seems like Teofimo didn't plan to fight a southpaw fighter, right? Because we see with that right leg advanced, on the right lead leg advanced, we also heard Sergio Mora, former middleweight champion of the world, saying that Shakur kept stepping on Teofimo's foot almost on purpose, right? Limit his movement, set him up, stick, and then get out of there, right? And so you would think, obviously being an orthodox fighter, that you would have sparred your whole time or the bulk of your time against a southpaw, and it did not look like he did that. Because he looked like he was, and I don't want to take anything away from Shakur's greatness because we know he's got it. But it looked like he was not prepared at all for that eventuality, that you're going to bump feet a lot, and that when you fight that southpaw fighter, that he's going to step on your foot and limit your movement and your angles. All right, 99 in the chat. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Please hit that like and subscribe. Also, like and subscribe to the SMT Media Network channel. It helps us so much. You have no idea how much. But yeah, back to it. By the way, Chief Sid Bubba, he says Shakur Stevenson is a pugilistic perfectionist. I love the way you worded that. You sounded like a New York rapper, man. I love that. I love it. You beat that. You beat that, right, Steve? Shakur Stevenson is a pugilistic perfectionist. Yeah, you won't hear that from cats like Old Adolf. But anyway,
sounds like some cannabis would be saying.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. But no, he absolutely is, Chief. You could tell that. And he said it after the fight when he was getting interviewed in the ring by Chris Mannix. It's the sweet science. It's about hitting and not getting hit. And so I think he made it a deliberate point to make that statement to kind of take a shot at all those who say, oh, he's a boring fighter, he doesn't knock people out. No. He's saying, I am a scientist in there. I mix these chemicals and you get hit with jabs as a result. You know what I mean? So I like that a lot. But great fight for him. And I think two things that I want to touch on before we open up the phone lines on this topic is, one, he's a 4-division world champion. By the way, did you see at the end, the Ring Magazine guy gave him a brand new Ring Magazine lineal championship belt?
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool. I like that. That was a pretty belt. And so now we're looking at who,
people are starting to celebrate him, Bruce.
Yeah, they should.
You know, yeah. People are starting to celebrate him, and that's a sign of respect and adulation. Yeah. And I'm happy for the guy, man.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
And so the question is like, who's next up, right? What does Ryan Garcia fight at? 147 and 154. I would love to see him and Ryan Garcia at 147.
What was his last fight?
His last fight, I think, was probably 154.
Wow. Okay.
But I think a Shakur Stevenson Ryan Garcia fight could make a lot of money.
At 154?
147.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, because I that's a tough fight for Shakur to take going up that high.
Yeah, he's not ready for 154 yet. Maybe a couple of years, but right now, I would love to see that. Obviously, got the Conor Ben. They were drawing at each other in the ring post-fight. Gary Russell, I think that would be good. So there's fights out there for him. I really wish Shakur and Lomachenko had gotten a chance to get it on before Loma stepped away. That would have been fantastic. And they're both southpaw, I believe. So that would have been really good. They're both outstanding technicians with tremendous.
Do the southpaw matchups usually make for good fights, though?
I think I'm left-handed, so I'm biased. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool just to see that, that.
I never liked the left-handed matchup in in the left hitter and then the left pitcher. I don't know if it's the camera angle. I don't know, bro. I never liked it.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, just, I think it's beautiful. Oh, and the other thing I want to say before we open up the phone lines is I love the fact that Shakur Stevenson, before this fight, signed to Matchroom Boxing, right? And with Eddie Hearn, that's based out of Great Britain, but they make a lot of big fights. They're not with the BS with the promoters, and Matchroom Boxing works closely with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh and Riyadh Season Boxing. So I think those guys make a lot of big time fights. And I love that because they're getting away from promoters keeping fights from happening, and they're doing everything they can to make the big fights. So I love that he's with a promoter that wants to make these fights. And obviously you're not going to get them all for varying reasons, but I love it. I love what I'm seeing. I love watching Shakur. He put on just a masterclass last night. I think he is rising, and I think he could be the face of American boxing. And maybe with a couple more big wins, possibly the face of boxing. He's got it all, right? He's like a young Sugar Ray Leonard, just without the knockout power, right? He's got the speed, he's got the movement. It's
hard to get it at that weight class. That weight class just doesn't have it. I don't know what people. It's just not typical.
That weight class.
I know, but that's atypical. You're talking about one of the greatest boxers of all. Yes. See, this is what we can't do, bro. We can't be holding everybody to that standard.
Right.
It's like, well, Michael Jordan had this, that, and the third. Okay, he was unusual. Right. Like Kobe had it. Okay, like once in a lifetime. Like
right. LeBron, you can't just be comparing.
Well, you remember what Tyson said about Sugar Ray?
What did he say about what was it?
He said he was the fastest puncher he'd ever seen.
Oh, yeah,
he said you would hear the first punch while the second one was landing. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. Well, if you go back and watch, man, sometimes Sugar Ray let off like 15 punch combos, those flurries, and I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, no, Sugar Ray was crazy. But all right, let's go ahead, y'all. I enjoyed this topic. Yeah, what's up?
Ryan Garcia's fight is scheduled for, I think, February. And I just saw
Mario.
Yeah, he's got it at February 21st. So there's one scheduled. So then we can start having the conversation about that. I think, especially if he gets a win, it's against Mario Barrios.
Yeah, what's the weight? Do you see the weight?
It's welterweight. So
that's 147.
Yeah.
So that could, that's a big money fight. That could happen if
you think that fight happens if he wins or loses. What's more likely?
I think he's gonna win. He's really talented. As long as he wasn't wilding out during training,
dude.
all the ability, but I don't think he's right up here.
That is crazy. That is crazy. I remember like all those stories. I'm just like, what is this guy doing in between fights, man?
Sneaking out, getting drunk, getting high, and all that. Like, come on, bro.
How old is he now?
Ryan Garcia?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. He's mid-20s, maybe late 20s.
God, man,
but again, hopefully he's focused because he's got a lot of ability.
It's derailed a lot of careers, bro.
For sure.
Bad behaviors derail careers.
It has. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's take a few calls on this, y'all. Phone number is 904-219-8264. It's on the screen. Take a call. You'll be live on the show. We would love to hear from some of these new voices we've got. Not that we're disrespecting our day one, but we would love to hear from some of these
politics, Bruce.
right, that are here. Because I would assume they wanted to hear this boxing topic. So yeah. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Bruce Arians. Oh man. Yes. So thank you, Edward. Bruce Arians, former head coach of the Tampa Bay Bucks, Super Bowl champion, is having open heart surgery. So prayers up for Bruce Arians. There you go. Thank you, Edward. I appreciate that. But yeah, so definitely would love to hear a couple of calls on this Shakur, Stevenson, Teofimo, Lopez topic. You can talk about what you thought of the fight last night. You can talk about what you think about a possible future big-time matchup for him. You can talk about whether or not you think he has what it takes to be the face of boxing. Because I think at the end of the day, that's the bigger thing, right? A lot of people like myself are kind of frustrated with boxing not getting the love that we think it should get. But a big part of that is not having that face and realistically not having that American face. So if we can get that, I think that'll play a huge role in getting it where it needs to be. I mean, you look at a guy like Benavidez, Mexican monster. He's fighting these big fights. I think he's fighting Zurdo Ramirez next at cruiserweight. That should be a hell of a matchup. But what I really want to see, and he said he would do it, I want to see Benavidez fight either Artur Beterbiev, thank you, Artur Beterbiev, or Dmitry Bivol, either one. I think Bivol is coming off of surgery. Beterbiev is getting old. I think he's like 41. So Benavidez, if he's going to get to that, he's got to get to it quick. He's got to beat Zurdo Ramirez and then go fight Beterbiev. I think that would be amazing. Beterbiev has more power, but obviously Benavidez is younger. He's a better mover, so on and so forth. But I think that would be a crazy fight if you want to see two guys that can, put people to sleep. If you're looking for that type of, physical knockout power slugfest, I think that would be great. Cool. All right. Well, it looks like we're not going to get any calls on this. I thought we were, but that's okay. Let's move right ahead to the next topic. All right. Future stars. So I'm a guy that has been accused many times of being in the wax museum, i.e. Wait, hold on. We got a call. Joe from Harlem. What's good, man? How you doing?
Hey, man. What's good, man? Enjoy the show, man. Enjoy the show.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Now, I appreciate Shakur Stevenson's skill set. Like, he's a technical boxer. He doesn't get hit.
Yes.
He showed last night that he wasn't running.
Right.
He stood in the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Even was walking him down.
Sure was.
But as far as him becoming the face of boxing, now, I've been watching boxing for over 30 years. So okay. I enjoy the pugilistic perfectionist side of it, as you know. But a lot of people are not, because he had chances last night to finish him.
Mm-hmm.
He could have really pushed the issue, not even so much the way he would have had to take a chance, because he already broke his spirit.
Mm-hmm.
By the 7th round, we saw that it wasn't he was just in the ring going through the motions at that point. He has to put together a couple fights. Not every fight,
mm-hmm.
just a couple fights where when he has a wounded sheep in the ring, finish him off.
Okay.
Right? Even though I respect the technical side, the
mm-hmm.
defense, the Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker
mm-hmm.
defense,
mm-hmm.
knock somebody out here and there, because it's not like he can't. It's just that he doesn't want to take a chance.
Yeah.
And a lot of people.
I think what Joe's talking about is the fandom side of it, right? They want to see the really the amazing finishes,
mm-hmm.
right?
And Joe, you make a great point. To that though, Shakur has actually finished 3 of his last 6 fights, including last night. So 3 of his last 6, he has stopped the guy. But I hear what you're saying. In terms of, you know, a big time major broadcast or a pay-per-view, you want to see that. I got you.
Right. Because, you know, a lot of his fights don't really get the steam that this one got.
Mm-hmm.
And when you were a big stage like this and you had him finish, like he could have put together, you know, something to put him out of there. And he has, you know, Crawford in his corner. You know, Crawford is one of the best finishers
Crawford vicious
ever.
boy.
You know, once he got you done, he getting you out of there.
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, you know, just that. But if he doesn't, I mean, he still, I think, will be pound for pound in the top 5 or in one of the faces of boxing. But I don't think everybody else see it that way. That's all I really wanted to say, man. I enjoyed the show.
Appreciate that, brother.
Keep calling in, man. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing.
Hey, thanks, you, Joe. I
appreciate the call, man.
All right, man.
All right, brother. Nino, I saw you. Go ahead and call back, man. Go ahead and call back. You know, he said Pernell Whitaker. That reminds me, and I don't know who said the line. It was some rapper. He said, I delivered a 1-2 like Sweet Pea Whitaker. I was like, oh, that came right to my mind when he said that. Yes, Edward, bars. You don't know about that. But anyway. Nino,
we throwing jabs all show, man.
Oh, we throwing jabs. Hey, major topic was boxing, so we throwing jabs for sure. You know what's funny? As we're mentioning that, and we were talking about going to the body, even though he's not known as a body snatcher, Floyd Mayweather was one of the masters at throwing that jab to the body to bring the hands down, and then with his speed, quickly getting back up top to, you know, deliver a blow. He was lightning with that particular combination. Nino, what's good, brother?
What's good? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Nino, what up?
Hey, I just calling in, man. I'm out here in PA, 5 degrees, man. I appreciate you and Sneed for going on. It's the only reason I ain't quit this thing. You understand what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for having the show.
You
No
got
doubt,
it, Nino.
No doubt.
Now, I ain't no big boxing connoisseur, right? So I like to see people get hit.
Right.
So I don't really appreciate the art of boxing. You did without understanding it is an art.
Okay.
So I just want y'all to know. Well, it was more Sneed. I think you sound like you about like me. You like to see people get hit.
I respect both sides.
I appreciate Sneed breaking down the defensive aspects and all the nuances to the boxing. So shout out to y'all, man. I'm tuning in. Hit the like button. You dig?
No doubt, man. We appreciate that, Nino.
Yeah.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, Nino. I mean, when you've been watching for so long, you can't help but get technical at some point. You know what I'm saying?
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead. We're gonna move on to the next topic, and that was so yeah, I was saying a lot of times I get, you know, criticized for. Listen, I'm a fan of 90s basketball. I'm not apologizing for it. I think that's the greatest era ever. You know,
because it was competitive.
Yes.
Because they competed.
Yes.
The regular season games are worth watching.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Right. We could go down that rabbit hole, but that wasn't where I was going. The point is, I'm actually saying that I'm starting to really like the NBA again because there was a stretch that I really didn't appreciate, but I'm seeing a lot of these younger players. Well, don't get me wrong. I would love to see more of a true return to post play, but that is what that is. And maybe less threes, but okay, hold on. Let's take this call. Yeah. Calling from New York. Who's this?
How you doing, man? This is Brickhouse, man. How you doing from New York? Yep.
What's good, Brick? What borough are you in?
Yeah. On the Bronx.
Okay.
Shout out to the Bronx.
Let me ask, what do y'all think about Keyshawn Davis fighting Devin?
Well, I know that's a great point, and I forgot to bring it up. Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson would probably be one of the biggest fights in that weight class that could be made. I would love to see that one as well. And I know Devin Haney has no issue with Turki Al-Sheikh. Not saying anyone else does, but obviously he's a Muslim, so he has no problem working with him, and he has worked with him in previous fights. So I would think that could be a fight that could easily be made. Devin Haney's a champion. Obviously, he only lost the one, but when it got turned to a no contest when Ryan Garcia popped. And Devin Haney, I I don't know if he's a super skilled fighter, but he's a super tough fighter that always finds ways to scratch out a win. So seeing him and Shakur Stevenson, I think that would be a really good fight. But you were saying Devin Haney and Keyshawn Davis?
Yeah. Yeah, because there was an exchange at the end of after the fight.
Oh, okay.
Like he called him out and
that would be a good fight too. But again, I want to see the best fight each other, you know? And maybe Keyshawn Davis is not quite there yet. So I would probably rather see Devin Haney fight Shakur Stevenson.
Okay. All right. Thank you, man. Have a great one, man.
Hey, appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call. Like and subscribe, bro.
Good stuff, bro.
All right.
We do appreciate the calls on all the topics, man. Yeah,
yes,
salute.
We do.
Yep.
All right, so back to the future stars, right? So I was saying, I'm starting to really enjoy basketball again. In terms of these younger cats, they seem like they're really like uber competitive, and that's something we hadn't seen in a while in the era of all the teaming up and the buddy and all that. Like these younger cats seem to really want to go at each other, right? And I haven't been a fan of college basketball in years, right? The last time I say I was really, really into college basketball was probably about more than 20 years ago when I watched Juan Dixon and Steve Blake and Maryland win the national championship when they beat Jerry Jeffries in Indiana. And, you know, obviously.
That's the last time you got into college hoops, bro?
That's the last time I was really into college hoops, yeah.
I mean, I was big on college hoops in my younger years, all the way through high school.
Yeah. Well, what happened to me with college hoops is with guys moving around so much and also guys, you know, leaving after 1 year, it was hard to kind of like be with a team. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so like back in the day, you grew up loving a team, right? I grew up watching the Terps. I'm in ACC country, Big East country. So I grew up watching the Terps. So go back to, you know, Joe Smith and all those guys. So
Joe Smith was a baller, bro.
Right. Yeah. And so after that, and it became very, very difficult to follow a team, I kind of fell off college basketball.
The bigger problem, Bruce, is the fact that those guys were ready to go into the league
for sure
and start producing.
Yes.
Like producing impactful outcomes in games. They were cleaning up the glass. They were, you know, point guards ready to play defense, ready to run and orchestrate the offense. Coaches were basically like giving them, trusting them to be able to do certain things. That's really the issue, is we're not getting a polished product coming. Like it's just a couple of guys.
Right.
Like Cooper Flagg looks like he was pretty polished.
Yeah, I'd say
LeBron was ready to come into the league and start slam dunking, but his shot wasn't good.
Right.
You know, and there were certain things like 2 and 3 years with the same coach and the same system working on your game. It does make a difference.
Well, I think we're going to start seeing more of that now because NIL and pay for play, right? Yeah. Revenue sharing with the schools. So you'll start seeing players stay in college a little longer. Now, I don't know about multiple years in the same system with the same coach, but you'll at least see guys stay longer in college, which actually helps even if they're moving around because they're learning how to play in and against different systems. So that could be better for them in terms of their development as players. But regardless, I've been hearing, you know, Baltimore Bruce, shout out to you, Bruce, been telling me, hey, man, college basketball this year is fire. Mandow Mel, shout out to you, Mandow Mel, been telling me, hey, college basketball is fire. And so I took opportunity to watch yesterday. There was a huge game at Kansas between Kansas and BYU with 2 of the top prospects, Darren Peterson and AJ Abanza. And I was like, okay. So I said, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to watch this, and I'm going to watch these 2 cats. Boy, Darren Peterson is raw. That kid had like, only thing I'm concerned about is his health. He missed most of the second half with cramps, and I think he's only played like 11 or 12 games this year.
You said cramps?
Yeah, cramps.
Where?
Man, look, I don't know. I would assume they're in his legs. So something's not right. I think if you have a problem with cramps, that almost says to me like nutrition or, you know,
conditioning.
The conditioning staff, strength and conditioning staff. Something isn't right.
What's his like? What position does he play?
He's a shooting guard. He's 6'5", 6'6", so he's legit. Jay Billis was on the call. Jay Billis said that he sees this guy as the best pure college scorer since Kevin Durant, which is a heck of a statement, right? That's a heck of a statement. But this guy, he came out. I said, yo, he was dropping buckets.
Guard having cramps though?
Kind of weird. I don't know.
This is unusual.
Right. So here's the crazy thing though, right? AJ DeBanza and Darren Peterson, apparently these guys were going at it even back in high school. So last year, 2025, Darren Peterson played for Prolific Prep and DeBanza played for Utah Prep. DeBanza had 49 points. Darren Peterson had, I think, 61 and hit a 3 to win at the buzzer. So these two have been going at it. They got a rivalry. And so we saw Darren Peterson yesterday, 18 points on 6 or 7 shooting, and DeBanza had 17 points, right? So BYU was getting run out of the gym early, but then, they came back in the game. But it was weird because early on, DeBanza was getting locked up. He couldn't get anything going, which is actually interesting. Obviously, clearly, Bill Self is an outstanding defensive coach, right? So you know that he was focusing the defense on taking out their big gun. And as a result, I think one of their guys had ended up with 33. But the point is, you watch this game because I wanted to see the matchup of those two, and you saw legitimate NBA skills, right? So DeBanza's like 6'9" with some 7-foot wingspan. But he's not frail at 6'9". He's got a good body. So you wonder when he gets in an NBA weight room how that's going to work out. But he's got the perimeter skills. And Darren Peterson, man, he is a true put him up shooting guard, right? I think he's averaging like less than 2 assists on the year and like 5 rebounds. So he's a true get shots up shooting guard. He's that guy. So it was really good to watch. I was impressed with both of those guys. I see comments in the chat about Carlos Boozer's son, Cameron Boozer, I think is his name. He's a beast. I think he's either first or second in the country in scoring. DeBanza is second, so I think he's first. So he's a beast. He's doing the work. I think he's a heck of a player. So here's the interesting thing. This is kind of where I wanted to go with this. This class coming out is supposed to be so good. I heard KG ask if it may rival the 96 class. I'm like, now hold on.
Well, last year's class was good.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
That's 2 consecutive years where we're getting tons of really good, ready talent.
Yeah, this class is supposed to be so good that Jamal Mashburn was on a set yesterday, and he said that if Cooper Flagg was in his normal class, because remember, he reclassed for a year early, they said he wouldn't be a top 5 pick this year. And we see what Cooper Flagg is doing in the league. This is what Jamal Mashburn said.
Wow.
I respect him because that was a great small
forward.
forward.
Yeah.
That dude gave 50 to Scottie Pippen in his prime in Chicago. So Jamal Mashburn could take you on the block. He could put it on the floor. He
Mash was him, bro.
Monster Mash. He was nice. He was super nice. But yeah, so I guess my question is, what are your thoughts on this class? I don't know how much you've seen of these two guys. I haven't watched them a ton, but I will be trying to watch them more going forward. I think, and I love the fact, I mentioned this before, I'll say it again. I love the fact that guys, even though they're playing AAU together and stuff, guys are going at each other. Like, I don't know what happened, but it was almost like they heard old heads like me complaining or a switch got flipped. Guys are going at each other. They're competing, man. What are your thoughts?
I think they're seeing a generation of player not being respected.
Oh, okay.
And they don't want to be part of that. They don't want to be without respect. So they're willing to play in a way that's competitive and have competitive rivalries. You don't have to hate your opponent.
Yes, you do.
You have to acknowledge the adversarial relationship. Like there's a difference between enemy and adversary.
Facts.
Right? An enemy is can't be trusted. An enemy is out to hurt you in a sneaky, conniving, deceitful way. Adversaries are opposition. And competitive forces make for better basketball. When players play against other players, if they truly believe that this competitor, if they play the best that they can against me, I get better. I've always been that type of person. Whenever I competed in sports, I always thanked my opponent after the game. Thank you. Helping me get better. Whether I won or lost doesn't matter. I need to take something from the experience. I think these guys are looking at it from that. And this, you see it with Wemby and Chet. They don't like each other. They don't hate each other, but they clearly are adversarial. They clearly are competitors. I think this is good for the culture of the league, the culture of the future, where it's like we're opposing each other. This is competition. It's not hate. It's not negative. It's actually fostering good competitive forces that lead to better basketball and more growth. I'm excited about this, Bruce, because I don't watch college basketball, and I haven't for a long time. I'll watch the tournament. So when the tournament starts, these are the names I'll be looking for. How do they play against the better teams? How do they play when the stakes are high? So, and sometimes you know that the scouts are watching that too. Okay, here's a big moment. Here's an Elite Eight game. How does Boozer play?
Right.
You know, they're going to look for, and because he plays at a big time program, you know, they're likely to get to that level, right? It's a foregone conclusion when you have that collection of talent and that expectation. These guys get to the Sweet 16, right?
Yeah.
And then it's all about execution in those big games. So this is really exciting. I'm surprised. Last year's rookie class was really good. The guys are logging minutes in the NBA. So to say that this one is clearly better, that's kind of amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely a statement. I'm looking forward to, and I think, well, it's February already, right? So what? By mid-month next month, it's going to be tournament time, conference tournament, and then the NCAA's March Madness. I am going to try to start paying some more attention to college ball, you know, the rest of the way. I'm not going to tell you all I'm going to sit here and watch every game like I watch college football, but I'm going to start paying some more attention because what I saw yesterday, I enjoyed watching that. And I wanted, to your point, see some of these guys and get a better idea. But it is unfortunate that a lot of times we can't just sit back and enjoy college sports because in the back of our minds, it's always, what is this guy going to do on the next level? Instead of saying, well, it's just great watching this college kid get busy. But, you know, that's kind of the nature of the game, man. I'm sorry, I got distracted because I don't read Spanish. I just got trash. I don't know. Esos fue una basura de peleas. Anybody in the chat who speaks Spanish, help me out here because I don't know what that means. I got trash, basura. I got that.
Yeah, I see that too.
Yeah, that's what I got. I can speak a little Spanish, but not so great with the reading. All right, but yeah, those are my thoughts, man. I really enjoyed that game. Those guys did their thing. Very impressed with Peterson. Hope he can stay healthy. Abance is a problem too. Love that they have a rivalry. It's not, you know, we're never going to see another one that's perfectly matched and curated and, you know, like Magic and Bird, but, you know, maybe these guys will continue to have something, you know, going on into the league and so on. All right, let's I'm going to open up the phone lines, 904-219-8264, 904-219-8264 for my college basketball heads out there. Give us a call. We'll take a couple of those real quick, and then we will move to the next topic.
Those fights were trash.
Oh, okay.
That's what the translation is.
Oh, okay.
So he wasn't happy about, or he or she, well, Jose. Shout out to Jose.
Right. Hit the like.
He was not a fan of
the
fights. No me gusta.
right. Well, you know what though? I got respect because our Hispanic brothers and sisters, if they know about anything, they know about boxing. So you know, respect due there. All right.
I'm telling you, sometimes people just want more finishes, man.
No, I get it. Edward, what's going on, brother? Good morning.
Good morning, fellas.
What's
Good morning, Sinead. What's going on?
Eddie, what up, Eddie? What up?
What up, man? So, let me say this, man. Bruce, I completely agree with you. That was a good game yesterday. I know Kansas City did win. It's a good game. BJ, he's doing his thing.
Sure is. And you called that, by the way. Let me give you credit.
Yeah.
You said it before he came out that he was going to be very good. So shout out to Edward because he did say it from jump that VJ Edgecombe was going to be a problem. So go ahead, bro.
Yeah. That and you know what I'm saying, AJ, man, like this is Sneed. I don't know, bro. About you said last year class was good. I mean, look, I know it's right now. I'm not on the hype train or nothing like that. Let me just say this here. I don't know what they're gonna do with LaMelo Ball, but Con Knipple. I don't know if y'all watched that game between Con Knipple and Cooper Flag when the Hornets came to Dallas. That was a hell of a match.
Yeah.
That was good, even though Cooper Flag, they did lose their game, but he put up numbers and everything. And also, you know, it was some trash talk with those guys, even though they both went to Duke.
Well, you know they're going to want to compete. I'm sure they've been talking trash to each other in practice all that time. And all. I'm sure they both wanted the bragging rights.
Yeah, Cooper said, I'm better than you and everything like that. So, I mean,
right.
They was
that's what you're supposed to say.
The dorm together. You know what I'm saying? So it was good, man.
Yes.
I mean, like, man, it's good. And also, like I said, this time I'm like, man. I mean, you probably seeing right now, some teams are going to tank this season to try to get a pick. But man,
The Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, the Sacramento Kings is one of them. Yes, they are.
That's a great. I didn't even think about that because this class is supposed to be so good. You're going to see tanking. Great point. Thank you.
Because like Sneed said, Sacramento Kings, even though they traded. See, I was going to ask you this. Speaking, I know we all about college. How do you feel about that trade y'all had got? Y'all trade DeAndre Hunter. Y'all got dang, what's that guy name?
Edward, man, can we stay on task, brother? Stay on task.
I'm sorry, my bad. It's just tanking, bro. My bad.
I appreciate you, man, but we gotta stay on task.
I know. Yeah. I'm saying on it, but yeah, it's good and everything like that, man. It was a good game. This class is gonna be good, even though I do agree with Sneed. Last year's class was also good. Speaking of that, Hornets been on a 7-game winning streak. They won 7-1. So I mean, they beat the Spurs with Con Canepa doing this thing. I mean, look, hey, it's good. And Derek, what's the guy name? Who was that guy named Bruce that who always talk about? Derek Queen.
Oh, that's Bruce's guy.
Yeah, that's Bruce's guy. That's Bruce's guy. I don't know what happened with him.
Gotta take that with a grain of salt, bro. Just that's all I'm saying, dog. A little overhype. Bruce will overhype some things sometimes, bro.
That dude's averaging like 13. He can barely get on the floor in a
He's all right, bro. I mean, rookies, bro.
He okay, bro. Because yesterday, they played. Yeah, they played Philly yesterday, and I really thought that he was going to put Joel Embiid in the casket, but I cannot wait for that Joel Embiid topic.
Okay,
but anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. But other than that, man, it was a good game. Yeah. Good guys coming out. Also, it's a guy from North Carolina. He's pretty good.
Yeah, I saw him.
He was good, and also a guy from Arizona and Carlos Boozer. I mean, like, hey, I'm just ready. Hey, to be honest, man, these old cats gotta go. They gotta go, man. I hate to say it like this. Curry and
I agree.
And KD, they gotta go, man.
Yeah. No, let's get to this new era because these young cats out here balling and they're competing, and it's just good to see. So I agree with you, Edward, for sure.
Yep. Well, all right, fellas, man. That's all I got to say, man. Let's get the likes and subscribers for my fellas, brother.
I appreciate the call, man. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
All right.
Eddie.
Good call. Yeah, man. I was like I said, I really enjoyed that game yesterday. I like seeing those guys. Steve, king of the chat. What's good, my man?
What up, fellas? What up,
Steve? What up?
Not much, brother. I just wanted to call in because I finally know something about this topic. You guys are talking French with the boxing, and I'm trying to follow along. I don't know what's going on, but I gotta. Yeah, I mean, you guys were talking about like the headline of the upcoming class, which is going to be Peterson from Kansas and AJ from BYU. Like they're garnering the attention.
Right.
Cam Boozer got a lot of hype coming out of high school.
He's a beast.
He's the most. I was just going to say he's the most pro-ready guy in this draft
because physically he is.
If you were to just like cancel the rest of the college season and plug guys in right now, I think you'd see Cam. He would be the guy that he might not have the most potential long term as like superstardom, but I think Cam could go into like 10 to 12 NBA locker rooms and like put up solid minutes and be productive. He's physically able to. And he's not limited where it's like you have to wait for him to add weight and things like that. Like he's pretty put together where I think he could go in there and play. I think Edward was talking about what's his name? Wilson from North Carolina. Like he's going to be a dude, but he's kind of like an Ace Bailey last year where he's got the skill. It's just a matter of like when he puts the weight on is because of the position he plays. But like he's a guy that's like you can draft right now, and in like in 2-3 years, it's like this guy's gonna probably get you 20 a night. Like he's gonna get you 8 to 12 rebounds. Like and he's skilled. He can defend a lot of positions. There's some guards in this. Like nobody's talking about the guards. Fleming from Houston is going to be a dude. There's Pete from Arizona. He's another one. He's going to be a dude. There's a kid from Louisville. I can't remember his name. He's another guard. He's going to be a dude. Like this class has layers where it's like, yeah, like the headliners are going to be Peterson and AJ, but like you're finding guys like 7, 8, 9, 10 deep. Mm-hmm. When in most NBA drafts, it's like we're just kind of picking a guy and hoping. Like guys at 8 to 12, maybe even going down to 15, it's like in 3 years, like you're going to know these guys' names. Like they're going to be starters, productive guys that they're going to end up being veterans in this league. Like this class has got headliners. They got layer of talent. I'm excited to see March Madness because you want to talk about parity. You have talent all spread throughout college basketball where it's like, dude, any one of these guys could really like lead their team to a Final Four. It's going to be exciting. It's good to see this parity. Like we're seeing it in college football with Indiana this year. Now you're starting to see it in basketball where it's like the talent's being spread out. And it's not just talent. It's like these guys are legit NBA caliber players. But, yeah, I'm excited because, I love college basketball. We need to get you to pay attention, Bruce. You got to pay attention.
I'll pay attention to that when you pay attention to boxing, all right? Let's do that.
No.
Yeah, let's do that.
I don't want to conform. You got to change, not me.
No doubt, Steve. I appreciate the call.
If I had my own podcast talking about sports, I would do it. But that's not the case. You got to do it. Watch some college basketball. I'll send you some Michigan State updates, and we'll go from there.
You inspire. All right, man. We'll talk about it. But thanks for the call, Steve.
All right, fellas. Y'all stay blessed.
All right, you too, brother. Have a good one. All right, we're going to go ahead. VC, I saw you, but we got to move along. See if you get in on the next topic. We will move along to the next topic here. And this one I wanted to talk about. All right, so everybody who knows me and knows what I love in basketball, y'all know I love dominant post play. Y'all know that my favorite player of all time is
Hakeem, your dream.
Hakeem Olajuwon, my favorite player of all time. That said, I'm a big fan of Joel Embiid. Now, everything about him, right? Obviously, he can't stay healthy. I think he's on the floor too much. I think he whines too much. I don't know if he, made it an important thing early in his career to take care of his strength and conditioning. So there's a lot of knocks on him. I think that offensively, there were too many possessions where he was lazy and bailed out the defense by taking an ill-advised three instead of going down there and dominating on the block where there's no one in the league who can defend him. No one in this league, right? Yes, Edward, he actually does. He flops a lot, and I don't respect that, not in the least. So you're 100% right there. And so that's problematic.
This flopping doesn't help him. Falling on the ground with all that impact. He's a big ass dude. I don't know. What are we doing, bro?
Yeah, it's a bad look. And so those are issues I have. Now, offensively, I think he's got, of any big in the league, he's probably got the best footwork. Jokic closely behind him. Jokic has great footwork as well on the low block. But Embiid, his offensive skill set is crazy, right? In terms of what he can do in the post, what he can do in the face-up game, where he could put it on the ground. He's got a bunch of step-throughs and drop steps and all these things.
86% free throw?
That's the next thing. He's a great free throw shooter. Again, Jokic also an outstanding free throw shooter. Now, clearly, and this is not about Jokic, this is about Embiid. Clearly, the difference is Jokic is a far superior passer and a much better rebounder. So there's two things there, right? But so the thing, again, I'm a huge Embiid fan because he reminds me most of my favorite player of all time, Hakeem Olajuwon. And he actually said that when he was growing up in Africa, someone gave him an Olajuwon tape and he basically wore the tape out and he was trying to do the moves and so on and so forth. So anyway, Embiid, despite not having great health, has consistently been among the top two bigs in the league for most of his career, right? Most people would say Jokic, and you probably got to give Jokic that nod. He's a 3-time MVP. He's a champion.
Embiid is more talented than Joker. Embiid is more talented than Joker.
Agreed.
Joker has just had better health, right?
Like he has not manifested that talent into what Joker has, manifested his into. So, we got all that going on, right? So, Embiid, what probably the second best big in the league for most of his career, right? Because again, if you want to, and we're not here to talk about the head-to-head matchups or anything like that, but we have seen the Joker do more with less, where, you know, you got to give credit for that. And we can argue the defensive piece, whatever. But here's the thing. Embiid, coming into this season, he was coming off a major injury, started off really slow, was not playing well. And I was one of those people that said, it's over for him. He'll never be the same player, right? We saw him in his MVP peak, was averaging about 34 and 11, really getting busy, absolutely dominating, right? And I said, we'll never see that level of Embiid again. And I still don't believe so. However, Embiid, as of late, has been ramping up. I don't know if it was part of the process. That wasn't intentional, but I don't know if it was part of the process to start him slow and let him get back into game shape. But over his the last 20 games, they are really, he's getting busy. Where's my numbers I had here? Pardon me. Over the last 20 games, Embiid is averaging 28 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. And he's got 62.5% true shooting percentage. So he's really doing it. Now, what I don't like, he's not rebounding like he used to. But apparently, some of the quote-unquote experts are saying that he's not focusing on rebounding as much to protect his lower body, which we know has consistently been injury-prone, right? So he's doing more, believe it or not, he's defending the perimeter more, and he is defending the rim as well, or, you know, slightly below when he was at his peak. So apparently he and maybe his trainers and the team feels like when he focuses on rebounding, it leads to injuries, which again is crazy, but I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to do the wax museum thing, but a big who doesn't rebound, big problem for me. And shout out to Jokic for that, because that's one thing. Jokic hits that glass, boy. So I got a lot of love for that. Okay, now that said, over that 20-game stretch, we're seeing with Embiid, the 76ers offensive rating is 117.6. Without Embiid, it's 113.9. Defensive rating with Embiid, 114.8, without 115.8. So about the same, but slightly worse with him on the floor. The net rating is plus 2.8 with Embiid. Without him, it's minus 1.9. So almost a 5-point swing when you look at the net rating with Embiid on the floor. So shouts to him. So that's good. So I guess the question now we're starting to ask is, do you think Embiid is back or on his way back, Sneed? Like, how good do you think he can be? Or unfortunately, are we just waiting for the inevitable Embiid season-ending injury?
I really hope that does not happen. I hope that never happens ever again in his career. The unfortunate thing about Embiid is he is actually pretty tough, and that's what got him injured the last time, is he was playing through a pre-existing knee injury. He ended up hurting his knee worse.
Mm-hmm.
So his story is one of injuries. And I think, unfortunately, and this has nothing to do with, like, you know, hoping he stays healthy, I just think he's physiologically limited because of injuries. I think they've stacked up. I think they've piled up, and it's impacted his body long term. This is probably the best version of Embiid we're ever going to see moving forward.
I think so.
I don't see how it gets better than this.
Agreed.
We already saw peak Embiid. He won the league MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Like, by far, he was the best player in the league.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And he had other seasons where he prematurely got injured and it cut off a season. He was doing things that nobody had ever done before. Right? We talk about statistically and you know, you look at the productivity. His averages were crazy. He was basically like walking around scoring 35.
Yeah.
Blocking multiple shots a game. You know, being a force defensively, and then knocking down threes when they were needed, hitting shots at the end of games, being the offensive player they needed in all those moments. It was amazing to watch him, and he was chewing up and spitting out Joker in head-to-head matchups. So we were very excited about Joel Embiid's future. Unfortunately, his future is one that exists with all his pre-existing injuries. Let's just call it scar tissue, right? He's stuck with all this scar tissue, literally, from his injuries that are impacting his potential.
Yeah.
He's altering his game now we're never going to see that old version of Embiid. If
Yeah,
you're altering the game to prevent injuries, we are now not getting the best version of you. Imagine if LeBron sprained his ankle one time and said, I'm never driving to the rim ever again.
Yeah.
You'd never see the best version of LeBron ever again.
Correct.
That's what we have with Embiid. So now he's going to be a little bit more finesse. He's going to be a little bit reluctant to leave the ground on defense. If he does, it's going to be when nobody's really around except the person shooting. He's learning to play the game conservatively. You really can't be great playing conservatively.
No,
you could be good. You can't be great. And it's going to, and in the playoffs, all that stuff has to go away. You can't. You're going to lose. The other team is competing fiercely to win the game, and you're going to play it safe. You will lose. So it's unfortunate, but I think the best version of Embiid has already happened. I think we're getting 80% of Embiid right now. I think next year we get 70% of him. The year after that, we get 60% of him. And I think his final couple of years in the league, we're getting 50% of him. And it sucks because one of the best talents the league have ever seen. That's not, it's not an overstatement. It's just not. Yeah. He is one of the best players, talent-wise, the game has ever seen. I've said that about Anthony Davis. Same thing. Injuries. Yeah. I mean, the body is betraying them. It sucks.
Agreed. Yeah, for sure. No. You made great points. Just looking at Embiid's last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, right? Against Houston, 32-15. Against the Knicks, 38-11. Against the Bucks, 29-9. Against the Kings, 37-5. Don't like 5 rebounds, but what are you gonna do? Against the Pelicans, 40-11. Like we're seeing some vintage Embiid, but to your point, because there's such a concern about the injuries, we aren't gonna get classic Embiid.
Do you know he has a 70-point game, Bruce?
I do. Yeah.
That won't happen again.
Nah.
It just can't. Not this way, right? Yeah. Playing conservatively, not rebounding, but, gas not being pressed pedal to the metal. It just won't happen.
For sure.
They would be wise to get him another big to put aside alongside him.
To play at the same time or when he's
like a 4 or a 5 that along with him that's on the glass. And then they've got Maxey, who's a smaller player, but he's an excellent guard. Their roster construction needs to be different in order for them to succeed with Embiid in a limited fashion. We are now acknowledging he is limiting how he plays. It doesn't even matter how many minutes he plays. He's playing a different brand or way of basketball now. You have to bring guys that will do those things.
Edward mentioned in the chat that they play Denver, and I think that's at Denver on March 17th. So hopefully we'll get the matchup that we want to see. Don't know if it'll be the same, obviously. Again, not the same Embiid. Don't even know if he'll be healthy. Don't know if that'll be a back-to-back. It's in Denver. Don't know if he'll play. But I would love to see the matchup with him and Joker because you only get those, possibility of that twice a year, obviously East and West. So I would love to see the matchup, and hopefully he will be able to play, and hopefully he will play.
Joel Embiid has 9 games with 50 points or more in his career. The dates are February 21, January 22, December 23, December 23, April 23. We are multiple years away from or removed from those times, right? His most recent one was in 2024 against the Spurs, January 24th, when he dropped 70.
Crazy.
Yeah. And in those games, he had like 18 rebounds, 13 rebounds, 7 blocks.
Yeah, I know.
He had a 59-point game against the Utah Jazz with 19 made field goals, 7 blocks, 8 assists, and he was on the glass, bro, in 37 minutes.
I believe he hit Joker one time, not the last time, maybe the second to last time they played for like 47 and 17. Killed him. I said, yo.
Yeah, that happened. Yeah. He was 40. It was 47. It was 18 rebounds. It was multiple blocks. It was multiple steals. Yeah. He was cooking, bro.
You know what's funny? Do you know what
2023, Bruce.
Do you know what immediately preceded that matchup, though?
Well, wasn't that his MVP year?
Yes, but somebody asked Olajuwon who was the best big in the league, and he said, Embiid is great, Joker is great. I think he said I would have to take Joker. This was maybe like a week before they played. Embiid heard that and said, hold my beer. Now, I don't know.
Sometimes you wonder when a guy like Hakeem says that.
Yeah.
It may have just been like,
yeah,
he's watching them play at that moment up to that point, and he's like, Joker's amazing, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, Embiid gave him something to think about, bro.
And I don't know if maybe he said it to stoke Embiid's fire. You know what I mean? You see a guy like that, you see the talent, you're like,
I think Shaq has publicly said that he does that
up.
from time to time, doesn't he?
Yes.
Shaq likes to,
Yeah, for sure. But I was like, damn. I thought that was so coincident. It was like within the same week Dream said that, they played and he destroyed him. It's not twerking over one game, Steve. Stop it. You know that. Of course not, Nino. No, of course not. But that's not the point. But I mean, he has shown respect to Dream. He said
Embiid would have given Dream problems. That would not have been some walk in the park for Dream.
Well, I think Dream would have did to Embiid what he did to Shaq.
Sure, but like we saw Shaq giving Hakeem 30. I mean, this is a game where they go back and forth. It's offense, defense. Yeah.
Right. But no, I just think, and so I mentioned this earlier in my quick hit. The question is, let's just say for the sake of discussion, Embiid can stay healthy, right? I think Maxey is clearly the number one in Philly now. So Embiid can stay healthy. He's a solid number 2 to Maxey. What do you think that does for Philly in the playoffs? I think they're about number 4 seed right now. What do you think that does? You think that gives them any chance at all? Because you have Maxey, you have Embiid, you have Edgecombe or Paul George, however you want to rank them. You've got a very good 4-guy, any one of them can go off at any time. Well, what are your thoughts on that and what that means in the Eastern Conference playoffs?
In the playoffs, this team is currently constructed and how they're playing.
Okay.
They lose in 5 to the Pistons. They lose in 6 to the Celtics. They lose in 6 or 7 to the Cavs.
Wow.
6 or 7 to the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not. It's just it's the team construct. I'll take Mitchell over Maxey in the playoffs. I'll take Mobley over Embiid in a series because of health. Right? You just told me they're limiting how he plays.
Yeah,
that doesn't work. This is not the same Embiid anymore. I can't do this, bro.
I got you.
I can't. Yeah. It's not because if you're getting the old Embiid, no reservations, no modification to how he plays the game, he's giving teams problems. He should win the series alone.
Right.
If you play through him, he can win the series, bro. One shot away from
that anymore.
Well, okay, you remember the Raptors shot, Kawhi Leonard shot, the big bounce.
Sure.
The Sixers were about to go to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right. No, great point. Great point. All right, let's open up the phone lines here, man. This was a good topic. Let's open up the phone lines, take a couple calls, and then
to Steve's comment, there's no version of a healthy Joel. That's not a thing.
Facts.
So you want to live in La La Land? Go ahead, bro. I'm on planet Earth.
I got you.
I mean, we're here, bro. So maybe in some other realm, you want an alternative universe, Marvel Cinematic Universe. You want to grab the stones and go somewhere? Go ahead, bro. I can't do that.
The NBA stone. VC from Georgia. What's good, man?
Yes, sir. Happy Sunday, gentlemen.
Same to
VC,
you, bro.
what up?
Yes, sir, man. Calling about this Joel Embiid thing, man. Joel Embiid is crazy because even with these minute restrictions that he plays on, every time there is a center who we're saying is like the top of the premier center, this guy brings his lunch pail to work, man. Derek Queen I think he's from Baltimore. That's why B. More Bruce like.
That's exactly why.
But
look, the GOAT.
Derek Queen Derek Queen, he's a baller, man.
Yeah, he can play.
I've definitely seen him when I went to New Orleans to watch the Hawks play the Pelicans, man, I seen Derek Queen and Jackson. I definitely like him. So to put 40 on his top and Derek Queen only put 9, that was definitely a welcome to the NBA moment. That was definitely a, hey, don't forget I'm Joel Embiid. When he plays Cat, when he plays Jokic, man, he still comes through. He still shows up to play. So I think as we get closer to these playoffs, I think, man, Nick Nurse got to finally just take that leash off for him and just let it happen. He gets injured, that's on him. But I think
exactly.
And I also want to say something about that playoff predictions you were saying. If they play the Raptors, I think Philly wins. If Philly plays New York, I also think Philly beats New York. Because, I mean, they got 4 scoring. They got 4 guys.
That's what I'm kind of looking at.
With the Knicks, you got. I mean, Cat. You don't know what type of Cat you're going to get because Cat can play soft at times. And if Embiid is going
Cat
at
plays
him,
soft all the time.
know Embiid to go at players. I don't know. I think Philly can get out of there. Now, if they play Detroit, this will be a very interesting series because kind of like what I said on Friday on the full panel, Detroit doesn't have that second go-to scorer. So if you're putting Maxey and I'm pretty sure you're gonna put Edgecombe or Paul George on Cade Cunningham to keep trying to keep the ball out of his hands.
Yeah,
now,
I would put Paul George on him.
Have the shooters. You got Dennis Jenkins. Asor, he's athletic, want to play defense. Duncan Robinson, that's your primary shooter. But I'm not sure if Jalen Duren is ready for Joel Embiid yet. So
he's going to play him tough.
When we look at his Eastern Conference, man, Philly, depending on what side of the bracket they end up on, they have a very strong chance. And I think you got to look at Joel Embiid. He's definitely the guy that he's gonna have to get them over the hump, man. Make this process finally mean something after what's been 10 years now. The process. Yeah, man. So hey, Joel Embiid, man, I think this can really be his year, man. It really can. But yeah.
All right, we'll see. Great call, VC, man. I appreciate that. That was a great call.
Appreciate you, VC. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Let's keep this show rolling. Keep the likes. Keep the subscribes going. Let's get it.
Appreciate it, brother. Have a great one.
You too.
I'm going to push back on some of VC's comments. I think Cade Cunningham, Azur Thompson, Jalen Duren, I think they run the Sixers off the floor in 5 games. I'm giving the Sixers 1 game where Maxey and Embiid put it together in Philly. The Pistons will give the Sixers hell. You will see Embiid with his hands on his knees. You will see Tyrese Maxey like, what are we supposed to do to stop these guys? They will run them off the floor. That is a matchup nightmare. That is a team with pace. That is a team that is tough. That is a team that defends. Nothing will be easy. Refs swallow their whistles. The Sixers will have problems against the Pistons. 1 game in Philly. That's all I'm giving them.
Okay. Edward, what's going on, brother?
Yeah. Good morning again. I'm back. Okay, Bruce. Yeah, okay, let's talk about Joel Embiid.
Talk to me, brother.
Okay, I wouldn't say I would be wrong if I didn't say he started off slow.
You weren't.
Ramped up. I'm sorry?
I said you were not wrong. You were 100% right. We talked about this.
He's starting off slow, then he ramping up and he's doing his thing. So I'm gonna give him his props. Okay, yeah, all right. He's been scoring, he's been dominating. I know they played New Orleans yesterday, and he was putting in the work. He put Derek Queen in the casket and on the grill. So he did his thing.
Right.
And Tyrese Maxey didn't have to do much. He was like, oh, okay, I see Joel Embiid cooking, so I'm going to keep feeding him the ball. You know what I'm saying? So he was doing his thing with that. And, but yeah, I mean, what are you? Is they top 5 or in the Eastern Conference right now?
I think they're 4 right now. They're either 4 or 5. I think they're 4.
Okay, if they 4, I want the Raptors. They'll be 5 then. I think, if I'm not mistaken. So
that'd be a tough matchup.
Now, yeah, that would be a good matchup. But I mean, the Raptors are doing good. I got to give them their props too. I mean, Scotty Barnes, he's in a top 5 MVP candidate right now. I mean, he's doing his thing. But Sneak, man, I listened to what your comments said about that you don't think that Detroit can
My bad.
who was their second
Philly is
scorer?
number 6 right now. I apologize, but
Okay.
they're 8.5 games out of first. Toronto is 7.5 games out. So that the 4 through 8 is pretty tight. 4 through 8 is separated by 3 games. Sorry. So
okay,
yeah.
And I know Orlando. I think they number 8. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Pablo Banchero.
I don't know either. I don't know either.
Very inconsistent.
Yeah, man. I had big hopes for him coming into the year, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, him. I mean, look, man. And my wild card dark horse right now is the Atlanta Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
They get at least their 8th or 7th, so they'll probably be in the play-in. And but Sneed, my question to you is this right here. Now,
Sneed had a run, man. He had a run, but go ahead, pose it to me. I'll do my best.
Okay. My thing is that like a guy from VC, he was talking about the Pistons. Who was that second scorer?
That's
who can you get?
Yeah,
can you get?
Sorry.
Go ahead, Bruce. Go ahead.
No, I was about to say, I think we're in complete agreement on that in terms of the Pistons needing that second guy. We are in total agreement.
Yeah. This is not like how who was that? Of course, I'm an AI fan. Who was his best second scorer when he was on that championship run? I mean, he had to shoot the ball like 30-something times and everything like that. Then plus he was Kay Cunningham getting other players involved, but Durant, I mean, he gonna put, Joel Embiid. I mean, I don't think the Pistons played the Sixers this season. I'm pretty sure they probably had. I don't know. I haven't checked it out and see, but that'll be a good matchup for Joel. And I'm pretty sure they're probably gonna try to stay in that bottom. They're gonna probably want to try to get at least a low bottom seed. They probably will finish the season now probably either 4 or 5. That's what I'm predicting.
I think so too.
Yeah, but yeah, he's doing his thing now. He got Tyrese Maxey. He's been doing his thing, and VJ, he's doing his thing also. He's another. He kind of remind me, Bruce. What you think about a young D Wade? What you think?
I can see where you see the similarities. I'm always hesitant to compare guys to legends, but I see where you see the similarities. I'm not mad at that comp.
Yeah, so I see that because, what I'm saying, he's playing, both sides, and he can play, also he can do the play pickup, 90 feet. I know D Wade was doing that in his younger career. So that's why I was saying that. And, but yeah, man, that's all I got. And then also, Bruce.
Yeah, man.
Philly played the Portland Trailblazers first on March the 15th.
Here we go.
He'll probably play that game.
Here we go.
Then when it comes to this, no, I'm going to say it, yeah. I'm going to say it. You absolutely know that. Okay, he's probably not gonna play. He's gonna duck him like he always been doing.
You mean like LeBron did for 3 years against Giannis?
Bruce, no. Hold on. We talking about Joel.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Okay, my bad.
We're not doing that.
Okay, my bad.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Let's keep going.
Okay, that's where I'm looking at. I really hope they play. I really hope Joel plays.
I hope so too, man. Honestly, I do.
You know what I'm saying? That would be a good matchup.
Yeah, take on the challenge. Don't be a coward. I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. You didn't get to play him earlier. Go ahead, play him. And play him in his house so nobody can say anything. And if you go down, you go down. But go play that, man. I agree.
Yeah, for sure, man. Then plus, I think, today we got some NBA games going on today. It's the 75th. I forgot what they're doing with the black players. I know Boston Celtics play Milwaukee first.
Oh, yeah, it's Black History Month. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, so they playing them first. And also we got the Knicks going against the Lakers, and we got OKC going against Denver. So we're going to have some good games today, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
Those are good ones for sure.
Which one?
All 3 of the ones you named. Those are real good.
Oh, yeah. Well, Milwaukee, they ain't got Giannis, so.
Okay, 2 out of the 3. No, the Lakers Knicks obviously is going to be good. Oh, okay, that's on NBC. And Thunder Nuggets, everybody's going to want to see that. Well, that's back to back.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, those are some good ones.
Because I know the Lakers, they go to the Garden. So we're gonna check. I'm gonna check those out, man. But that's all I got, man. Bruce, we have a good morning, man.
Hey, I appreciate the call, Edward. Thank you, brother.
All right, water.
Edward with another good call, man. He on fire today. I gotta say, he's bringing the heat today. That's good stuff. Good stuff. All right, y'all. I am going to I'm gonna give about 10 more seconds here, see if we get any more calls on this topic, and then we are going to go to the final one. I wish Sneed could have been here for this one. I should have rearranged it so that we could have got to this first, but I really wanted to make sure we talked that boxing because I thought that was going to be official. But all right, let's go ahead and take it to the final topic, and that is one of the absurdities of all absurdities, and that is Shakur Sanders. Now, before I start, let me be clear. If you all remember, I was one of the biggest Shakur fans in terms of what I thought he would be coming out of college. I believed he should have been the number 1 overall pick. I would have drafted him over Cam Ward. I believe he was that talented coming out of college. A big fan of what I saw. His toughness in terms of standing in the pocket at Colorado, even with weak, offensive line play. And just, what he was able to do in terms of leading the team and going downfield and all that, dealing with it. But, obviously a lot of people had different issues, so on and so forth. Not going to get into that. There's shows on that if you go back through the channel. But regardless, he ends up getting drafted, and he started 7 games towards the end of the season, second half of the season, with the Cleveland Browns. And why did I say I'm going to talk about the absurdity of absurdities? Because you can see here on the rundown, Shakur Sanders is a Pro Bowler, and this is absolutely ridiculous. Now, I know to many people, if you don't glaze Shakur Sanders, you're a hater and you got a problem, this, that, and the third. I don't care what anybody thinks about this. It is an absolute absurdity that Shakur Sanders is a Pro Bowler. He just simply should not have been one, right? He had a 3-4 record as a starter, which, you're a rookie. Your team is not that great. You don't have a lot of weapons. You don't have great O-line play. The coaching wasn't that great, hence the coach getting fired. So be it, right? All of that stuff you take into account, but none of that stuff means you should have been a Pro Bowler. 7 games, right? 1,400 passing yards. That means 200 passing yards per game. In this NFL, not good. 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Now, I'm not mad with the picks. Most rookie quarterbacks have a lot of picks. If we remember Peyton Manning, who's widely regarded as a top 5 quarterback of all time, one of the greatest to ever do it, this guy led the league with, I think, 28 interceptions as a rookie. So totally get it. All right. His passer rating, 68.1, ranked last among 36 qualifying quarterbacks in the NFL. I get it. Nobody is expecting Superman as a rookie. That rarely happens. But again, somehow this kid gets put into the Pro Bowl. Now, nobody's saying that he got selected, off of his merit, and nobody's saying that he got selected as, a first pick, right? Steve says, no, Shakur shouldn't be a Pro Bowler, but it's not Shadur's fault. The Pro Bowl selection process has become a complete joke, and that's true. But regardless, he shouldn't be a Pro Bowler, period. Like, it just needs to stop. So he joined the roster as an injury and Super Bowl replacement, benefiting from a year where several high-profile AFC quarterbacks, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, and Lamar Jackson, were either injured, opting out, or unavailable. So he was an alternate and was officially added to the roster to replace Drake May. So the original 3 quarterbacks selected to represent the AFC were Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Drake May. So that makes him Shakur, the 4th alternate, and he probably should have been lower than that. All right, Big Sarge, appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming in to support. Thanks so much. Yeah, so he being Shakur Sanders is replacing Drake May. So that is like, okay, I get it. Drake May's playing in the Super Bowl. I totally get it. Back in the day, the Pro Bowl was after the Super Bowl. So even if somebody was a Super Bowl participant, you could still get them in the Pro Bowl. But I think the bigger thing here is this, right? The Pro Bowl, to Steve's point, has become a complete joke, whether it's the selection process or the game itself. I think it's now flag football. I remember, and again, when I was a kid, was a long time ago, right? But when I was a kid and the Pro Bowl was in Hawaii, it was an actual game. Like, guys were playing for money, guys were playing for pride. It was a real thing to be a Pro Bowl selection. Now, because guys won't play hard anymore, much like the NBA All-Star game, thank you, LeBron. Because of that, the Pro Bowl has now just gotten terrible. It's, they have skills competitions, I believe it's a flag football game. Let's see. Edward says the wax museum of the NFL, I can't respect. God rest the dead. Sean Taylor put the hit on the kicker. Absolutely. Sean Taylor played with reckless abandon, man. He was super physical. But yeah, at the end of the day, you know, the game is no longer, it's so interesting. Like, these athletes don't care. Like I said, whether in the NBA is the All-Star game, whether it's the Pro Bowl in the NFL, it's wild to me. So let's look at the NFL rookie class and see where Shadur Sanders stacks up. And we're not talking about Josh Allen's, Lamar Jackson's, legends, guys who are going to the Hall of Fame. We're talking about just among rookies. Now, does every rookie fall into the same situation? No. But let's look at him. Drake May, best rookie in the league, played 17 games, almost 4,400 passing yards, 31 touchdowns, 8 picks, and a passer rating of 113.5. Now, context, because I'm going to give context because I'm fair. Drake May and the Patriots played like the easiest schedule in 40 years. So let's keep that in mind. You still got to go out there and win. It's still the NFL, but he had one of the easiest schedules ever. But still, he came into the league, which is a significantly higher level, obviously, than the ACC, and he had a heck of a year. Cam Ward, 3,169 passing yards, 15 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, passer rating of 80. Jackson Dart, Giants, 14 games, 2,272 passing yards, 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, passer rating 91.7. Tyler Shaw, everybody thought he was going to be garbage. He took over in New Orleans, 11 games, 2,384 yards, 10 interceptions, 10 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, passer rating 91.3. And then there's Shadur at the very bottom of qualifying rookie quarterbacks, 1,400 yards, as I mentioned, 7 touchdowns, 10 picks, passer rating of 68.1. So Shadur was pretty much bottom of the basket. It's just bad, man. It's just bad. So I think, and this is my thought, could be wrong, the reason that Shadur ends up getting voted in, obviously all the guys above him couldn't be there, but at the same time, they're just trying to bring some star power and get some eyes on the Pro Bowl, because they know that Shadur Sanders has a whole lot of fans. A lot of people love Shadur. A lot of people glaze Shadur. I am a Shadur fan. I think he's outstanding, but like, the glazing is wild. It's really next level when it comes to this dude, him and his dad. But the fact is, I really think that the NFL saw that, took notice of it, and said, we are going to use this to get some eyes on the Pro Bowl. And it makes a lot of sense from a money standpoint. So, I mean, it's like, Shadur has to know, like, he's technically going to get a Pro Bowl nod on his resume, but he knows he wasn't a Pro Bowl quarterback. And if I'm Shadur, realistically, I'd probably come out and say that. Like, listen, I didn't have a great season, guys. I am honored to have been selected to the Pro Bowl, even as an alternate. I didn't have a great season. I'm really focused on working with my teammates and my new coach to try and, maximize myself and maximize everything that we can do as Cleveland Browns next season. But again, it's an honor. So I will go and play as I was selected to be a Pro Bowler, and I will go out there and compete because that's what I do. So that's all he has to say. But I think it would go a long way towards his reputation and his, people's thoughts about him and his image if he would go out there and be honest about that. That's what I would do. But at the same time, he got his opportunity. He's going to go out there. But I definitely think that the league selected him for the main purpose of getting eyes on a game that nobody watches. But that's my thought. This is a brief topic. I just wanted to say something about it. But let's go ahead. I'm going to open up the phone lines for the last time today. And I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on Shadur and the Pro Bowl. 904-219-8264. 904-219-8264. Let's go. Yeah, Shadur, Pro Bowler. Nah, I can't see it, man. Can't see it. But yeah, that's what we got, man. But I am curious to see, while I'm waiting for calls, not necessarily on the Pro Bowl front, but what's going to be Shadur's status next season? Is he going to go in as QB2? Is he going to have a real opportunity to learn the system and to be able to compete for the starting job in Cleveland next year? Apparently, Todd Monken really likes him, but I'm not sure about that because, as we know, Deshaun Watson is coming back. He's finally healthy, and he still has a lot of money on that $230 million fully guaranteed contract. And I don't know too many organizations that are going to have a guy making that kind of money and sit in the bench not playing. Like, you don't pay somebody that kind of money to sit. And realistically, I don't know if Deshaun Watson is going to want to mentor Shadur Sanders. Who knows? Mentor Shadur Sanders. So I don't know, man. I don't know what his situation is going to be. All I know is he better be working this whole summer. Whoever his receivers are, whoever they draft, whoever they trade for, he better be working with him, doing everything that he can do to become the type of player that he has the ability to become, so that if he does get an opportunity to truly compete, and if he gets the starting nod, then we'll see hopefully a jump in his production and his play for next season. Because we did see some things that said, okay, he's got a little something, but the consistency definitely isn't there. And yeah, we'll find out. We will find out. All right, looks like we're not going to get any calls on this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end the stream here for today. Appreciate everybody who tapped in. Appreciate all you. Anybody who's new, who's watching, really appreciate that. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Oh, hold on. Here goes Bruce. Why does he always do that? Bruce, why you always do that, man?
What?
You always wait until I'm giving the spiel to end the show, and that's right when you call. You do that on purpose?
No, man. I just had to catch something, man. I missed the other topic. So,
what you got, my man?
How you feeling, man, about Shadur? Well, here's just a replacement. Everybody else probably passed over the opportunity, so he got the next best thing that's going to bring odds to the game.
I agree.
That's all that was. He most definitely didn't deserve to go. Like, nah. I mean, they did the Tyler Snoop Huntley one year. They put him in when nobody else wanted to go.
True.
So that's all. A lot of guys passed over, so they had to replace him with somebody.
Right.
Far as him starting next year, it's a great chance, man. From what I've seen, the interaction between him and the coach, we already had a discussion. You know how you are. It's just that it's good to see that. How could I say the vibe? It was just a good vibe for what I've seen. The interaction between him and Monken. I think Monken is surprisingly. I mean, hugely underrated. I think the guy's a winner, man. He's been winning championships in college. Got here, Lamar 2 MVPs. Lamar best year. He was number one in offense one year. He was number one in offense one year as far as like rushing. Probably like the year Lamar 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. I think he was not too far off the pass, but he's a solid play caller, and I think is a good fit for Shador's maturation going forward. I think he's gonna learn from Monken whether he starts or not. Who else going to start? You think that Deshaun Watson going to start over him? Deshaun Watson is supposed to be coming back this year.
Yeah,
they paid him all that money.
That's what it is. That's all it is.
Yeah, so I truly believe that it's probably gonna be a competition in camp, and I think from what I've seen, Monken, I like him. You can tell. Come on. This thing, it is the first time engagement. It's just how they vibed and how he was smiling, and like we tried to draft you last year, and it's better than him. The energy is better between Monken and Shadur, and Monken is just Stefanski. So that's all I'm saying. Hey man, can I say something real quick? Because I know I missed it earlier.
Yeah, man.
It's gonna be 10 seconds. Hey, how about that masterclass last night, man?
Oh yeah, we talked about it for a while. The first topic.
I missed it, man. I want to say this. Let's be real. The Teofimo is a C fighter.
No, he's not. He's not.
He's like a B fighter. He's not He's like an Arturo Gotti, a Mickey Ward. He's not technically sound. Yo.
I will take Arturo Gotti over him, but that's just because I love the warrior that Arturo Gotti was. Yeah. But I think he, to me, is more of a Danny Garcia, right? He's a world championship level fighter, and I talked about this earlier, but he's not the elite level fighter, right? So
yes, he's not an elite level fighter.
And Shakur, not Shadur. Yes. Shakur clearly is.
Yes, he basically. I seen Shannon Sharp talk about nobody will pay to see Shakur fight because he's boring.
It's about the matchup. I guarantee you they'll make a ton of money if he fights Ryan Garcia.
I would say this about Shakur. The kid is really good. He stood in the pocket all night. He didn't run.
That's right.
He this counter punch ability, his ring IQ is amazing. I don't even think Shakur got bloodied.
Nope.
And everybody could talk, they wanted the knockout, but he bust him up. He made him leave.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I remember that's even worse. So, but other than that, man, have a great Sunday, Bruce, for letting me talk. I'm calling, bro.
Hey, I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, man.
All right, bro.
All right, man. All right, guys. Yep. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. And if you're really enjoying the show, man, become a channel member. Really appreciate you. Have a great day. Enjoy your Sunday. And we out. Peace.